get around. Gleep is too big to live indoors with us, and the rain made the courtyard impassable, so I couldn't reach the stables where he was quartered. What was more, I couldn't risk roaming the halls of the castle for fear of running into the king. If that happened, he would doubtless ask when I was going to do something about the miserable weather. Weather control was not one of my current skills, and I was under strict orders from Oz to avoid the subject at all costs. As such, I was stuck waiting out the rain in my own quarters. That in itself wouldn't be so bad, if it wasn't for the fact that I shared those quarters with Oz. Rain made Oz grouchy. Or should I say, grouchier than usual. I'd rather be locked in a small cage with an angry spider bear than be alone in a room with Oz when he's in a bad mood.
"There must be something to do,"
Oz grumbled, begging to pace the floor.
"I haven't been this bored since the 201-year siege."
"You could teach me something about dimension travel," I suggested hopefully. This was one area of magic Oz had steadfastly refused to teach me. As I mentioned earlier, Oz is a demon, short for dimension traveler. Most of my close friends these days were demons, and I was eager to add dimension traveling to my meager list of skills.
"Don't make me laugh, kid,"
Oz laughed harshly.
"At the rate you're learning, it would take more than 200 years to teach it to you."
"Oh," I said, crestfallen. "Well, you could tell me about the 200-year siege."
"The 200-year siege,"
Oz murmured dreamily, smiling slightly to himself. Large groups of armed men have been known to turn pale and tremble visibly before Oz's smile.
"There isn't much to tell,"
he began, leaning against a table and hefting a large pitcher of wine.
"It was me and another magician, Disney. He was a snotty little upstart. You remind me a bit of him."
"What happened?" I urged, anxious to get the conversation away from me.
"Well, once he figured out he couldn't beat me flat out, he went defensive,"
Oz reminisced.
"He was a real nothing magically, but he knew his defense spells, kept me off his back for a full 200 years, even though we drained most of the magic energies of that dimension in the process."
"Who won?" I pressed eagerly. Oz cocked an eyebrow at me over the lip of the wine pitcher.
"I'm telling the story, kid," he pointed out. "You figure it out."
I did, and swallowed hard. "Did you kill him?"
"Nothing that pleasant," Oz smiled. "What I did to him once I got through his defenses will last a lot longer than 200 years, but I guarantee you he won't get bored."
"Why were you fighting?" I asked in a desperate effort to forestall the images my mind was manufacturing.
"He welched on a bet,"
my mentor shrugged, hefting the wine again. "That's all?"
"That's enough," Oz insisted grimly. "Setting's a serious matter. In any dimension."
Oz?" I frowned. "Weren't Big Julie and his men running from gambling debts when we met them?" "That's the army I mentioned earlier. Big Julie and his men were currently disguised as happy citizens of Posseltum."
"That's right, kid,"
Oz nodded. "Then that's why you said the loan sharks would probably come looking for them," I declared triumphantly.
"Wrong," Oz said firmly.
"Wrong?" I blinked.
"I didn't say they'd probably come looking," he corrected. "I said they would come looking. Bank on it. There are only two questions involved here. When are they coming, and what are you going to do about it?"
"I don't know about the when," I commented with careful deliberation, "but I've given some thought to what I'm going to do."
"And you've decided?"
Oz prompted. "To grab our money and run," I declared. "That's why I want to learn dimension travel. I figure there won't be anywhere in this dimension we could hide, and that means leaving Claw for greener, safer pastures." Oz was unmoved.
"If push comes to shove, we can use the D-hopper. As long as we've got a mechanical means of traveling to other dimensions, there's no need for you to learn how to do it magically."
"Come on, Oz."